Sweet. Alright, so in 3, 2, 1, and we're live. Alright, so everybody watching, this is Trials of the Blood Dragon. This is not like any Trials that you guys might have seen previously. There is bike stuff in this, but this game has about 10 different game types, 10 different game modes in the game. There's grappling, there's biking plus gunning, there's platforming. At some point during the game we control like an RC car that's maneuverable on both sides up, radio controlled. There's there's the dreaded minecart. Minecarts plus speedrunning, it was bad. Remember that?
Ooh, more minecarts.
Yeah. Last night I got a PB by 6 seconds. I'm currently 10 seconds away from the world record. The world record for this game is 57 minutes and 42 seconds. I'm at 57 minutes and 52 seconds, so I'm 10 seconds behind. My sum of best is a minute faster than world record. So the game is pretty optimized. It's just there's a lot of RNG, a lot of craziness to this game, and yeah, for me it's just been about getting that grind going, trying to get the perfect run, getting a bit lucky with the RNG. Hasn't quite paid off just yet. Yeah, what's going on, Big Law? So we actually run this game in NG+. This is any percent, but it's NG plus any percent, and the reason why we do this is because there is zero menu navigation. That was the only bit of menu navigation that we just did there that you'll see in the entire run. It's just a simple case of spamming A and it will automatically send you to the next level, which is really nice. So we decided to do the any percent when we set up this game's category as an NG plus state instead of like having to restart it. Which is the only thing that we don't get is in the speedrun there's like these evolution things, very similar to like Pokemon with sprites, and you gradually level up during the course of the run, but it's the only thing that you don't get in an NG plus state, but it's worth it. It saves like 2 minutes.
Nice. I was curious why, because I was checking the leaderboards and I was a bit curious why it was
Online. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's all bike tracks of Trials, just try about keeping the line as flat as possible. This game is crazy, Hams. So a couple months ago I got a world record in this game that I thought would never be beaten. But then a new glitch was found where you kind of like go into a crouch mode and you tap up while crouched, and you kind of like get stuck in the ground and basically go at super speed while in the crouched position. And hopefully I can show it off in a second when we get up to this. Yeah, so there you go. Usually it would take forever to go through that crouch section, but little optimizations. Unfortunately, the maneuver doesn't work on some surfaces, and we'd end up sliding around, so we do have to crouch to then get out of it.
Oh, I love that trick.
Yeah, there's a level coming up later that it's used like for 80% of it. It's pretty cool. We'll point that out. Hopefully I don't miss this cycle. This level is completely cycle based. If you mess up even slightly, you'll miss the end elevator. And this should be decent, hopefully. Sometimes the game does bug out a bit, and the elevator coming up here can be a little bit further up than light. We should made it just about. This is one of those levels that I don't particularly like too much, and it's the cause of so many restarts with this game. You see the sprite here in the left, the Beefcake Buster. It's the fully evolved version of the shark. It starts as like a tiny little shark. This is what I was going on earlier about. But this is the biking and gunning. Again, we're moving on with the different game types in Trials of the Blood Dragon. And so instead of just using normal biking skills in this level, we actually are holding a gun. So the second analog stick, we have to like mow down enemies and hit targets that like, you know, cause interactions with the driving lines, changing the driving path.
I noticed on you know, some of the ramps you do like front flips and back flips. Do they affect your speed at all?
It's a strange question actually, because it's a very good question at the same time. A lot of people ask this, and I will say yes to an effect where I think it kind of like helps you re-grip, so you accelerate a little bit better on landings when you do the flips.
Okay.
Half the time it's mostly just for swag and it's just bad habit.
Yeah.
But it does actually have an application. It's just hard to notice, but it does help you like re-grip and get accelerating a little bit.
All right. That's cool.
So this is another incarnation of the more game types in this level. This is the 8-wheeler. Basically, this thing is just designed to completely mow through objects. There will be a few objects coming up on the driving line where you just completely smash through them. A cause of quite a bit of frustration here is sometimes this can kick me back. Unfortunately, we didn't get kicked back there. Again, like I'm saying, there's just loads of little RNG points on this speedrun, and it's nice that that didn't pay off. Sometimes you can lose grip going up that. Just about made it over. The third wheel's out, so you can kind of do like a nice little twist maneuver at the end of that level and go straight over the pipes. We love Ubisoft servers.
Please reconnect.
Good old Ubisoft.
I don't want to lose 15 seconds though. Actually, runs have died to me accidentally pressing A before.
Oh.
Cause of, yeah. So there's a giant blood dragon. This game actually, it follows the storyline from Far Cry 3 Blood Dragon, and there's a giant blood dragon here. He interacts a little bit with the driving line. I've actually had rare instances before where some of the objects that he's you know, hitting and whacking end up going on the driving line. It has happened, it can happen, and it just completely destroys run, but it is rare.
Whoa.
So we won't see it because we don't go in the menus, but that's the end of the first split. Basically, we split after every poster's done. On the wall in the main menu, there's loads of different posters that have like a set amount of levels in, usually between like 4 to 8. And that's how we split the game, just done by posters. So this level is based off the, I mean, I don't know, I think it's a game, I've never played it, Hotline Miami. It's yeah, this game actually shares a lot of the levels and themes are like I want to say stolen from certain games, films, and TV shows. I'll point them out as you know, we come over them, but there is a good 5 to 6. We've got Terminator in there and Indiana Jones, stuff like that. Another bit of RNG that can happen here, these flying bits of glass fragments can sometimes get stuck in the bike. Luckily the elevator was good to us.
Oh, I see the glass fragment close by.
So this is the LC car that I was mentioning earlier, and it's completely maneuverable both ways. Again, this is another source of great frustration when I'm doing speedruns of this game. You have to go through vents in this vehicle, and sometimes they can push you back and hold you. Luckily we didn't get it there. You saw the ghost actually. That's interesting. Ubisoft has actually reconnected. It never does that mid-game. That's new. This game never fails to surprise me every time I speedrun it.
Okay. Can you believe it worked as intended?
I know. It's a shocking thing that Uplay's working, honestly. Now it's disconnected again.
What?
Oh, nice.
Fixed it.
So this is the first pure. Actually, no, it's a mixture. But this is the first level that starts off with platforming. A lot of these enemies, they're just so dumb. Like you just literally jump over them. Your main focus there is making sure that you get the jumps correct. It's actually hard for me because I swap between keyboard and controller during these sequences, so I have to extremely fast pick up my controller and hold down as soon as because the actual sequences between each segment on this level, it's like maybe 2 seconds. I've actually lost. It's quite easy to lose time swapping between controls. And there's another part of the glitch coming up here. Hopefully we can get it. Hold crouch, tap up. There we go. And again, see some of the floors here, you kind of like slide through them, but this one you don't. It's completely dependent on, I guess, the type of flooring.
Yeah, I see. And it's so strange of how it behaves with the different terrain.
Yeah, on grass terrain, anything like dirt or grass, you just completely slide, and the only way to keep going is just a complete spamming jump. So it's hit or miss, but all of them added together do save a good 30 seconds over the course of the run.
Oh, that's cool.
Sucks for me though, because I did have an unbeatable run until it was found.
Oh. You know the enemies, do they kill you in one hit?
Yeah, if you touch them any way at all, they will just turn around with the animation sequence and you're dead instantly.
Wow.
It's like basically their entire body is like the floor is lava. You're dead. It cuts all of your movement away completely. It just basically freezes your model, and then the guy's just free to do his animation sequence and hit you. So yeah, very bad to touch the enemies in any way in this game. So this is the my favourite part of Trials is riding on on sheer verticals, and this level is very trippy. There's a lot of drugs involved. A lot of people ask me, how on earth can you play this? How does this not trip you out? And honestly, it doesn't even faze me.
Oh my god.
The water there actually completely slows you down, so you've got to make sure that you get the right heights when you exit, otherwise you get a lot of airtime coming out of it, because it all of a sudden goes from really slow to really fast again. Just about nailed it.
The environments look really nice in these levels as well. They're all like really nice to watch going along with the bike.
Yeah, it's nice to see. They do put a lot of time into the backgrounds. This one here is probably I don't know, it's one of my favourite levels. It's pretty much just 100% pure bike skill. It's got a very spooky environment to it. It's A lot of advanced techniques here. It's really easy to mess some of these up. Rotational respins and regrips and slides into brake flips and all sorts of stuff going on. Oh, that was a really nice connection at the end there. And that's the first time that's ever happened. I got tire glitched going up the ramp and it completely killed all momentum. Actually, that's probably a good time to explain what a tire glitch is. Sometimes in the level design, this game, it has intersections in the flooring that you ride across, and sometimes it can just completely grab your tire and kill the momentum. It happened there. It happens from time to time.
Oh.
So this is the first introduction of the grapple in the game, and this is my favorite addition to Trials. It's crazy. It's all about the momentum and the swing rounds, and you've got to be really accurate with your targeting. Again, a very trippy level, reminiscent of like Mindbender from earlier Trials installments. Again, you're just like rotating everywhere.
Oh wow.
Shortcut at the top here, just about hit it. Not an easy one to hit that.
Oh, was that with the grapple, was it? Shiny.
At the end here, you get kind of like a double grapple sequence. Just about hit it. Again, there's a lot of physics with this game as well. You're like pushing things to happen, pushing geometry into place so you can ride across it. And here comes the minecart. Oh joy.
Yay.
So this is probably the #1 culprit for killing runs. Basically, the cart is pulled along by the rail tracks. You don't control the gas or acceleration at all. There's a brake, but that's pretty much it. Come on. Yeah, I'm taking it. I'll take that. So the landings are the most problematic thing with the minecart. It's hit or miss whether you're going to get a good landing half the time or not a good landing, and you're going to just like lose grip and come off. Yeah. Okay, saved. Wonderful.
Oh. Oh wow, that was a nice save.
The timings of the releases as well are very important when you're coming off the minecart, because you can mess it up so easy. And we're back quite far there. This little switch here that you, when you hit these, it changes tracks. There's actually one at the beginning of the level as well. It's extremely hard to hit. We missed it at the beginning. If you go too far and hit that with your back tire, the level isn't actually, you can't finish it. And what ends up happening is it's a soft lock. So you have to be extra cautious when you come up to that switch in the track and just make sure that you hit it with the front tires, otherwise everything goes bad.
Wow.
We have lost a good 20 seconds, so unfortunately any chance of record is over. But that's the way this game goes. You win some, you lose some. I really did want to. After last night, I was hoping that even during a marathon stream, it was possible to record. It wasn't to be.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is the only section now that you have to go actually normally crouch under, and you can see how slow that is with the crouching. Because of the terrain, it's impossible to do the glitch that I was showing off earlier to go super speed in that crouch section. We were mentioning earlier about how the game kind of like, you know, steals a lot of its stuff from like previous films or games. This here is pretty much very reminiscent of Indiana Jones. I'm not sure which one it was where the giant boulder comes and chases you, but we're going too fast. It's not even there. There's also an Indiana Jones outfit in the outfit selection, the main menu. There's and you guys can see here. There's a lot of alternate routes that you can take. The harder ones are pretty much always the ones that, you know, you have to put a little bit more of risk reward towards. And that was a bad grapple. Yeah, it is possible. It's just crazy hard. Hamza's right.
We have a $1 donation from Sam. Thank you, Sam, for the $1. Appreciate it.
Awesome, guys. Keep them donations coming in.
Yeah.
And Ubisoft's back again.
You switch to keyboard and mouse to the platforming parts, right?
Yeah, and this is actually an interesting one. I switched to keyboard and mouse for any platforming part that's using the gun. For the aiming, because it's just so good aiming, you can't beat it compared to controller and the analog sticks. But when it's just platforming and there's no gun action, I actually use the controller jumping. It's really strange.
Right.
Yeah.
I guess it makes it a lot easier to manage as well, if you don't have to switch like so often.
The game decided to give me a very bad explosion there. Nothing I could have done about that. But yeah, it's so far as to go as RNG. This, I would put this in a league of its own compared to previous Trials installments. You have to get a lot of things going your way to have a good run sourced together, but that's part of the fun about it. It can be infuriating, but it's a good challenge. If anybody in this chat has any questions, do feel free to ask. I encourage it. So for example, on this, I'm not actually using the keyboard. It's all done on just A on Xbox 360 controller. A lot of laser sequences here. It's just about getting the timing of the jumps right. There's more of an IL strat here. You'll see this guy's ghost just go off into the distance. I do a little bit of a safer way. What's the speedrun? I don't know, dude. What am I doing, Big Lil?
When is World Record?
Should have been last night. It was close.
Yep.
The cutscenes which we'll never see in the speedrun are some of the most wackiest I've ever seen in a video game. A lot of the themes from this is like the 70s and the 80s, and it's... If any of you guys know what those kind of adverts were like back then, it's just nuts, some of the stuff they put into this game. It's kind of a shame that I can't showcase some of it, but a speedrun is a speedrun. So this is the best level to show the glitch coming up. Oh, and look, the Ubisoft had a mind of its own again. We are... oh, I love this game. Okay, so coming up is probably the longest section that we use the glitch on. We're going to activate it really early on this level and carry it through the entire way. So I'm going to, while we're waiting for this truck here to come, I'm going to try and activate it here. Yeah, we got it. So there's the ground here, you have to constantly jump or you just slide across it. Makes these jumps a lot harder when you've got the glitch activated. Nice, we hit it. That's a really hard jump sequence there. Alright, so this is the bread and butter of this glitch, right? Usually you'd have to wait here, and it would take about 20 seconds longer through all these waiting sequences with the chopper. But we're just like, yeah, we just dodge bullets. It's all good, you know. It's
Oh, nice.
We're actually in the second incarnation of the glitch here. We're kind of like, our feet are kind of like half in the ground. When you press a checkpoint revert after activating the glitch, you go into a different state of the glitch where you're not constantly crouched, but you can still phase through objects and go under the crouch sections without having to crouch through and go super slow.
Such an interesting glitch, that like it's with the different states and stuff.
Yeah, last night I had a third state of it where there's like a super slide, and I have no idea how we activated it. We only have a little bit of footage. Yeah, it was really strange. Knowing my luck, I'll get world record, and we'll end up finding another
Super
optimization
slide
with that. Yeah. So this level I think is the first pure run and gun level. There's a boss scene in this. There's a boss battle at the end, and it was their intention for you to see what I mean there. Actually, that's what we were talking about earlier. If you touch them in any way or even hover over their head, they touch you. And I was actually nowhere near him. They kind of like lunge towards you sometimes. But yeah, as I was talking about the boss battle at the end of this level, it was their intention for you to spend like a minute doing the boss battle. But there's an invisible ledge that I'm 99% sure they did not mean to keep in the game, and we just completely skipped the boss. So this is the first stage of the boss here. You kind of like just shock him down, and then he kind of like just hits you down into this this strange like railway kind of station where you have to go really fast through this because the sequences can catch up with you like that. It's good that I got the checkpoint. Alright, so hopefully I can get this first try to show this off. So yeah, huge boss battle here. Gigantic. It would normally take about a minute, but what we do is we do this. And I didn't make it. Let's try again. And we got it. Nice.
Nice, nice. Wow, that's crazy. Like, it's a little ledge.
Wow. Note to self, don't try and do IL struts in full game run. That was crazy too fast. So this is the first incarnation of the jetpack. It's my personal favourite in this game. Like, it's really tricky to control. So at the end of the level there, those lasers, depending on exactly what time, the sequence starts as soon as the level begins. The entire level is loaded as the level starts, and the orientation of those lasers is completely dependent on what timestamp you enter that area. So there's always improvisation needed when it comes to the laser section. This is Extermination. And we just saw the jetpack a minute ago, but this takes it to a new level. We're carrying a bomb here, and in a moment we're going to have to get off the cart. And actually, I'm going to talk about this bomb for a second. You have to be very careful here, and kind of like orientate the front of the trailer so it doesn't explode. Like any bad touch of this bomb, and it just completely goes kaboom.
This looks scary.
Come on. Alright, we just got about that. There's actually 3 different states. There's green, orange, and red. Red is possible to not explode, but 99% of the time if you get a red ball, it's going to explode. Like that. Sometimes the chain just yanks and you get reds and there's nothing you can do about it. Sometimes it's necessary to spam the checkpoint just to keep going. Alright, nice and controlled on that down section. On the edge, son. So, give him a little bit of a kick into the insect's mouth there at the end, and we have a goal. So, pretty much the idea here at the end is just to go as fast as you can, take those corners as sharp as possible with the turns, and it's the end of the level. Kind of like just the escape section.
Oh, the 8-wheeler's back.
The 8-wheeler is back. This is actually a hell of a lot harder to drive. It's very clunky, this thing. So to get those perfect curves on the driving line, perfect accelerations on the downhills, it's tricky. There's very little control over the 8 wheels. Yeah, go ahead.
You know when you go in down the slope? I don't know if it was deliberate that time, but I saw you kind of like wheelied with it. It made it seem like it went faster. Does that like help at all going on the slope?
Yeah, so the idea there is there's some parts in this level that have like this toxic sludge on the ground, so it kind of slows your vehicle down. And the idea there was just completely kick off the back tires, to kick off the angle coming down, to like kind of try and skip the sludge area, so you can get your front tires on the geometry coming up and just accelerate through. So basically, there's the only reason why you do that. It's just trying to kick off it. At the end there, we got doored. Sometimes there's a hinge and it just doesn't let the door open. You kind of have to then reverse and then hit it again. There's loads of little things with this game. Mother Spider will live another day. Oh, that was close.
Oh, my car type.
This is one of the most focus heavy levels here at the end, because these changes are so subtle with the stick. Any one mess up and the cycles are off. Again, it's another level that's very cycle based with the pistons. Very easy to knock the smoothness with that one.
Remind me of a lot of Crash Bandicoot 2 that had jetpack levels that behaved like very much like that.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
So we've got more minecart stuff coming on. And there's another one that was really out of our control. We might not even make this. Okay, it does drag you up. So there's 2 downhill sections here that are always hit or miss, whether it grips or whether it doesn't. And basically the game decides whether it's going to be nice to you or not. This is the first one here. And the game said no.
Oh.
As you guys can see, absolutely nothing was different between the 2 attempts. Yeah, that was my fault. Usually you have to go a lot further right there, but you can just kind of like brake flip down and skip the loop.
What's brake flipping?
So it's basically when you get to the edge of a track and you hard brake, so you press X on the controller, and what you can do with that is you can usually when you're on a bike you have the back wheel, so the brake flip, it's basically you're cutting off a lot of the track because you're putting the position to where your front tire never hits the end of the driving line, and you're just basically flipping down, so it's just cutting that time off.
Oh, right. That's really cool.
Basically, when you're going up to the edge of an edge or a ledge and you're using your momentum, you're just going to hard brake, and it just makes your momentum stop so you fall quicker. Actually a hard one to explain. I like these on the spot questions, it's good. Keep me on my toes. Here we're going to be coasting as we're coming down this, and hopefully the momentum from that drop is going to carry us through. Yeah, that's good enough. We actually use an eye marker here, coming into the platforming section of the bottom part of the tyre to make sure we get a confirmed kill on that as we go in on the cutscene. We're actually aiming up there to make a lever change the state of something that we're going to be jumping on above, even before it's in view distance. And there's the second one there. Here we use the momentum of the jump to try and get up here. Usually you'd have to... Oh god, please, please. Oh, my elephant luck. We got there in the end.
Nice, nice.
Usually you'd have to spend a long time pushing boxes to get a jump up to that, and it's yeah, it just takes forever to push the boxes. You go really slow with them.
Yeah.
There we kind of like just crouch to get a shot to prevent us from going at the bottom. Get a nice angle on that.
You know, with the normal player movement, are like all the movements the same speed, or like is constantly jumping faster? Is just moving sideways faster, except for the glitch?
Yeah, it's pretty much the same.
Okay.
If there is a difference, it's not something that I've noticed. I guess that's quite a bad thing to say as a speedrunner, but I'm pretty sure it's exact same.
Okay, that's cool.
Yeah, it's not like Zelda where you just do constant rolls, or games where you get boosts from jumps. Here we use a checkpoint revert, which makes the boss here at the end come in faster. Now we have to be really careful with this boss. Sometimes he can shoot out crazy fast eyeball shots, and they are undodgeable, so you have to be very smart with your placement. Turned out to be okay. I've had so many runs die there where the boss just decided to like shoot an undodgeable shot out, and you have to start the whole entire boss fight over again. I've had it happen quite a few times. Like I mentioned, the RNG of this game is beautiful.
Yeah, that fight looked pretty brutal. Holy crap.
Very tranquil level, this. Very Japanesey. At least I hope it's Japanese.
Yeah, I think it is.
Oh, I nearly made it straight on top there. Again, using momentum on the grapple. Sometimes you can use the acceleration going downhill or across the normal kind of like, you know, level to boost your momentum during the grapple moment, so you can get a bit more distance and swing on them. This is probably my second favourite level in the entire game. It's a bit nuts. Some of the grapples on this, you go a ridiculous distance. So this level is so funky. If you look at some of like the billboards in the background, oh, that was my fault. If you look at some of like the billboards in the background, and yeah, it's
Oh, whoa, what? That guy has a burger as his head?
yeah.
Nice.
Oh, we completely skipped that. That was a nice section. Alright, so it's coming up here. Let's see how far I can get on this. The idea is to go straight through the legs. Let's see if I can get this. This could be good. Oh my god. I might have gone a little bit... Oh my... Okay. You guys get the idea. It's possible to get the angle and the distance in such a way where you go straight through the legs. It was close. Just a little bit too far up the legs.
Oh, wow, I saw it now. Wow.
Sure. Completely not intended. I was trying to save that at the end there. Just completely driving up that on the back tyre. So this level here, there is a blatant rip from Mortal Kombat in the background music, and the enemies in this are also another blatant rip of Power Rangers. So again, this is a level that's, you know, completely got those I guess inspirations on the theme. Definitely Mortal Kombat. Some of the craziest grapple sequence here. This is a... Hopefully we get this swing round. Not easy as it looks. Alright, we got it. So pretty much you're going through this level, you're just basically killing all these Shinjas, rangers, one by one, and yeah, there's a boss at the level that's also another, it's... Actually this... I never actually thought about it that way, but this level actually has the better part of, I want to say... Oh, we got quite high there. 4 different theme rips. At the end we've got a bit of Terminator and Mario. I'll point that out when it gets to it.
Whoa, that's pretty crazy with the crab walk and
The animation sequence, yeah.
yeah.
And we used another checkpoint, basically accelerating the driving line here. Here's the hardest skip in the level, maybe one of the hardest in the game. You have to use the momentum and the swing round, and we got it. Yesterday on my PB, I lost 25 seconds to that. I would have had world record. And just, you know, it's karma that I get it first try in the marathon. I love it. So this is clearly Mario at the end here. It's kind of like a rip of like Dr. Robotnik, I think, and like from Super Mario Bros. 2. And I'm messing this up, God. Alright, we got it third try. It's kind of like the extendable bridge thing here. I think it was from Super Mario Bros. 2 from the NES. I've probably got that wrong. It's just the things that I noticed as the first try I played this game. I'm sure a lot of you guys, you know, a lot of these games I played growing up. The guy dying in the lava there for me, again, just it's like Terminator. They've done that before as well in previous games. They've done it in like challenges and all sorts of stuff, wacky stuff with squirrels.
Wow, some of these parts are crazy. Like that one with the Robotnik park, that was...
Yeah, well you have to skip them. Yeah. I think as game creators, the people that make the Trials series, they try and get away of as much as they can do. Like, they walk the line with copyright. It's great sometimes. Is Dr. Robotnik Sonic? Oh, I mean Dr. Eggman then. Yeah, I got those mixed up, my bad. Oh, no, he is Sonic. It is Sonic, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, my bad. I swear I played those games on the Mega Drive growing up. The guy who's got, you know, he's like a chubby robot, and he's got like that glass thing around his head. Is that from Sonic?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's Eggman.
Eggman, yeah. So where in my mind does the word Robotnik come from? What game's that?
Robotnik comes from the same game. I think it's just different.
Different name from him? Okay.
Yeah, different name. I think depending on region. Robotnik.
So last two levels here.
Okay.
But it's fine because we're going to be doing the extremes afterwards. This is,
Oh, yeah, so that's
yeah, this is a very button mashy level. So if you guys can hear these, I do apologise. Instead of like proper learning the buttons to press, I decide to just spam them all, and I can't go wrong. I just learnt it like that.
What could possibly go wrong?
Yeah. Oh god. Again, if you miss anything, the enemies will get that line of sight locked onto you and ruin your day. I think it's like 2 bullets from any gun kill you. We kind of like just ignore that one at the end there. I'm going to go for it. This is more of an IL strat, but you can jump on the guy's head here and just completely skip this section. And I pulled it off. I'm really glad I pulled that off. Your game was awesome. Basically, there's a hell of a long animation sequence which ends in the. You have to kill like 4 or 5 enemies there, and then the Blood Dragon picks up a giant 8-wheeler that you can see behind him right now, and throws it at the kind of like the tower that I jumped onto, and it saves like 20 seconds. What? Alright, so we're going to imagine like we didn't just see that. Apparently my finger slipped from the E onto the R and we just reset checkpoint. My god, my keyboard. Dude, it just happened again and again. I'm pressing the E, for some reason it's actually pressing the R. This was actually happening to me yesterday. I'm gonna have to look at this key. Oh, I'm gonna have to be extra careful here. What the hell is going on? Well, that was strange. Alright, so here we have a classic example of Ubisoft rushing a game company to release a game, and the last level just being like very quite bland. It's just basically 7 minutes of driving, but there's a lot of time save on it because it is a hell of a lot of driving. Personally, I feel like the best way to have ended this game would have been like to put like all the new game types into one level and like just try and cram everything in.
Yeah.
I guess talk about a few techniques of trials. So you might have heard me talk about like brake flips and rotational regrips and This game is, it's very physics based. It's not realistic, but it's a lot more. I guess you have to use general movement knowledge, physics knowledge to learn the bike. There are things in the game called slides, and what a slide is when you're riding and you're basically using the back tire only, and you're making it to where the front tire purposely doesn't touch any geometry, and it gives you like a little bit of a time boost, time save, because you're having a little bit more speed, acceleration.
Okay.
But it's really hard to keep slides like continually going. So what happens a lot in the run is when we come onto like ramps and stuff, you'll see me like just hit them with my back tire only, like that.
Yeah.
So it's like a tiny slide. Little optimizations.
When you're going down in the air with some slopes, I see. It feels like some of them you like lean forward in the air as you're going down. Are you like trying to like level out with the slope?
So when any geometry in trials, if you want to try and cushion your landings, so the reason why we lean forward and then backs before we hit the ground is so that you're carrying a lot of the momentum through. Otherwise, it'd be a very bad landing, and you just go all over the place a little bit.
Yeah. Nice.
Nice little maneuver coming up here. I don't know if I can hit it. Yep. So what happened there was I purposely went into a brake maneuver which pulled my front tyre off the ground. I then slid up the obstacle with the back tyre only, and then broke at the top to a kind of like a swing round. So this area here you have to be very cautious. Oh god, I had to dodge that, I could have died. So this entire bit of track here with all these tyres and stuff, it's a direct take from a previous track that was on one of the very first Trials games, Trials HD, back in like 2008. I think that was the release year, I hope it was. But yeah, that entire driving line section here is completely taken from a level called Technique. These bombs that are blowing up on the driving line, you have to kind of like slow down before you hit them. There are some that you can drive through, but yeah, they can ruin your day, and the checkpoint reverts on this because of how long the level is. It can sometimes be quite cruel with how far you go back. See, that's Trials right there. I got tire glitched as I landed. I managed to save it, so there's that. But yeah, I just went into a forward barrel roll because the geometry grabbed my tire as I landed. That was lovely.
Whoa. Nice.
Nice roll. Holy shit.
So that's a backwheel glance slide there off the end of that ramp, and you basically, you take that through instead of having to ride up the ramp and then slowly go over the edge of it. You just kind of like flip off the edge. Kind of stuck in the bike a bit. What happened there was one of them actually noticed me a bit earlier, so I died preemptively to that. If this run is anything under 102, for a marathon run, I'll be pretty happy with that. What time are we looking at now, Matt?
1.
1 exactly. Okay.
112, 113, 114.
Wait, what?
Hour 12, hour 18. You get the idea. We're an hour past it. We're actually past estimate.
According to my splits, I'm. What? Hold on a second.
I'm not 18 minutes. I mean 18 seconds.
All right, I was about to say. Yeah, I just looked at my splits there and faulted because I was
Yeah,
like, what was
figured-
going on? Yeah.
figured, so
I was like, what? An hour and 18. If I just rolled back 3 years. What? And time. Okay, so 101.19 according to mine, but
GG.
I will take that for a marathon run.
Nice, nice. That was great to watch. You're doing some more now as well.
Yeah,
right?
it's like a 10-minute section of like the extreme levels, like the extreme difficulties.
Be with me
Nice.
forever.
Basically the
Yeah,
really
I
hard
was on
stuff.
119 because I started pretty late on your splits. Yeah, good run. All right, let's continue.